today we have a special treat in store. We're going to be seeing the award-winning toilets of Poole Town Centre, all maintained by the brilliant Borough of Poole Council. And these are probably some of the best toilets you'll ever see in your life. I mean, they're very modern, you know, very nice and smooth. And just look at the cleanliness of this place. And they obviously get cleaned very regularly. All very modern fixtures, health and safety warnings. And for the local heroin addict. I mean, actually they're for a diabetic use as well, so I should have said that as an insult. But yeah, well, at least they've actually pointed out which is the flush one this time, unlike the one in Sea View where I had to find it. So we've got a bin, and we've got another fucking bin, and obviously another female bin. But people don't know how to put things in the bins, do they? Anyway, it's give us a try. It should be 2007 or 2008. Replaced a 70s set from 1972, which would have been high level concealed, and it was low level concealed. I actually saw through the back of them. There was a story behind it. But yeah, we'll see how this one goes. I think it's flooded. I know it's going down, but yeah, hardly the best one I've ever seen, is it? So yeah, this is just to make a mockery out of the council. So yeah, Borough of Poole. How many points should I give this one? 0 out of 10. Yeah, that's what they deserve, really. Well, these aren't too exciting, but Poole Pottery, the designer outlet apparently, 60s. Fairly close coupled. Certainly wouldn't have had eye levels in there. It's not going to be the best one, but better than the ones the council provide. Vintage looking pan though, so get a thumbs up with that. Rubbish. An insult to the 60s. Get 3 out of 10 just for the vintage pan. Right, so today I've been walking through the ends of Poole Town, Dorset. Pretty much done all the interesting places around there. So now I'm going through all the rubbish places and show the council up. So yeah, it's not a bad town. Life ain't too bad on the ends, I don't think. Pretty much near Poole Quay. Pretty much see the blocks, the ghettos. So not bad weather either. So yeah, I thought today I'll, as the recent discussions have been about quite a few new provisions, the individual unisex type public toilet provisions, which I don't agree with. Obviously I filmed a couple in Poole. I thought I'd go back and do the rest of them today just to show the council up. As you can see, we've already, whether you've seen the first part of the video, you've already seen one absolutely disgusting facility. There's a couple more of them for me to film as well. I've tried a couple of pubs, nothing special in there, so it's probably just going to be boring things today. I'm going away soon, so hopefully next month I'll find something a bit more interesting. But until then, it's just going to be a joke video. And I'll show the council up, I think. That's a bit more like it. Nice, decent Victorian houses. Well, the tower blocks were apparently a very good idea back in the 60s, but it never quite took on long term. That's why you don't get too many tower blocks built these days, unless they're for rich people. But yes, this is a part of the old town of Poole, not the oldest part. It's all Victorian houses, but I like the Victorians. Now we're going to walk through Poole's version of Coronation Street, which happens to be Stanley Road. As you see, the houses here are good old Victorian terraced houses, no front gardens. I know somebody whose mum used to live down there, and apparently the houses here used to have outhouses. I mean, they've obviously all got indoor modern bathrooms now, but yeah, it was a bit like Coronation Street. Everyone knew everyone, everyone was friendly. And these houses are probably quite expensive now due to their location. So, turn that AAE lock off. It's a bit dark, but it's obviously I'm using the iPhone today. So yeah, go on to beta next, I think, see if anything's changed down there. Alright, and as you can see, there's beta. This is the beta open area. Used to be a gasworks down here, sort of industrial. I think it redeveloped in the 80s. They built obviously modern housing behind. Toilets have been there longer though, so I think some redevelopment started in the 70s. Apparently they used to have a temporary set of toilets here. I've seen the plans of them, the temporary ones. There's no plans of that building though, which replaced the temporary ones, but I think there's a file from about 1978. Just give us a date they were built. They're quite similar to ones in Hamworthy as well, a bit larger. Hamworthy one's been there since about 1980. Had the same type of roof and blue tiles as well. Beta ones have been left alone, luckily. It's probably my favourite of the local concealed, classic high level concealed. You can see another door that's closed. There's nothing in there, it's just, I think it's electricity meters, no cisterns. So I walked past one day, it's open. I was hoping to finally get a chance to see what's concealed there, but I think access to the duct must be for the ladies. Other than that, these haven't really changed too much. They're not in a brilliant condition last time I checked on them. Maybe carry a quick inspection when no one's around. Yeah, nothing's changed much. So yeah, so that was beta ones, just a quick reshoot there. Obviously not a lot's changed. They are a bit run down now. Stink of piss as well, which ain't too nice. There's the disabled one down the side. I want to get a radar key. If I have a radar key, that can give me a few more interesting locations, I think. So I'll see what I can do with the door on that one. Right, and that place says in Poole Park. I'll just walk around the back quickly. Unfortunately, these ones aren't open today. They're apparently closed due to maintenance issues. Look at the decorative features. It looks Victorian, but it's not. It's built in 1994. See if anyone's walking around here. Yeah, it's built in 1994, but looks very much like the ones in Parkstone Park, Ashley Cross. And both Parkstone Park and Poole Park opened in 1890s, so it makes sense that the toilets would have been the same. Pretty sure they used the same model. And then in 94 they rebuilt the ones in Poole Park, which is here, with this one, which looks Victorian, but it's not. It's low level concealed inside. Nothing special. So I've no idea what the old ones would have been like. See, 94, I can't really remember. I mean, obviously maybe I did see them. But yeah, that's Poole Park, got the lake. A few people driving around, making it a bit awkward to film. A minute. try and walk around the front side of these without being spotted or so. So walk around this side. That's pretty much it. They're closed, unfortunately. So they've had a few fires. A few idiots thought it'd be funny to burn them down. So even though there's nothing special inside, so one less facility for the park, which I think at one time might have had up to 4, and we'll be looking at a few of the other locations, or where the old locations were in a bit as well. Well, we've still got the old payphone, which I think is used as a urinal sometimes. And obviously we've got the modern restaurant. The cafe down the end is what I filmed at the beginning of last year, which is probably its 3rd refurb. Well, 3rd refurb in about 50 years. 3rd one, 1st refurb in 5 years it was as well. So yeah, we'll have a look at a place where my old favourite was as well. So I'm a bit sad to say it hasn't been there for a long time now. Right, and that's the fountain. And over here we used to have some toilets up the end, right next to the bowls pavilion. They closed in 99 or 2000. They built a new pavilion on the site. Not sure how old they were, maybe 1956, possibly even earlier. I can remember them a little bit, quite well. You had 2 WCs in the men's, both twisted pipe shires, high levels, classic park setting. Pretty much set the standard for me for what a standard park high level set should be like. So I remember you had that slope there. It would have been around here somewhere. I think the urinal was either a stainless steel or a slab. I can't remember which one though. I think the last time I've seen them must have been about 99. A very old favourite of mine, possibly one of the earliest favourites, which got me interested in the high levels. And it's gone, replaced with this mock Victorian building. Public toilets probably provided inside, but nothing special. I mean, it's nicely laid out, got the Victorian looks and that, but it replaced something quite nice. So it's very sad to see that one has gone. I think they wanted to demolish it as early as 95. I've seen planning applications. But yeah, they got there eventually. Right, now we're in the top end of Poole Park. In the distance, I know it might be a little bit out of focus due to the sun, but that's the Poole Park Café. And behind us we've got an old pavilion. Now the cafe, I've seen the plans for it. The toilets there were partially concealed. That meant in the ladies there were a couple that were concealed entirely, and a couple which were not apparently. Now I do remember many years ago I walked past them, and I can remember seeing the top of a Shires through the open door of the ladies. And when I came back a few years later, it was gone. So I couldn't see the top of it, so I just assumed I imagined it. But it turns out, according to the plans, there probably was a Shires there. There's a cafe down there, built in the 60s, used to be the zoo, a very small zoo. And it was refurbished the toilets there were refurbished in 2008. And again in 2013. Well, the building we're now looking at is an old pavilion, maybe Victorian, and there's some old toilets around the back which would have been built probably in the early 30s, around the time they built the Civic Centre. And those toilets I've only remember seeing open once. You can see the side of it, see the 30s extension, literally those 2 windows there. And they were temporarily reopened when they refurbished the cafe toilets in 2008. It's a 90s refurb, same tileage as the mock Victorian building down the other end. Low level boxed in, and they probably had been refurbished, and a couple of years later they closed. I can't remember ever seeing them before that refurbishment. Try and have a look around the side, but you might be able to see the side of it behind these electric meters. See where the doors were, painted green. The windows, they've been reduced in size, but you can actually see markings where high level overflows would have been. So, been high level twisted pipe in there. Obviously refurbished, mid-90s, closed maybe about 2000. So short-term refurbishment, a bit pointless. And that would have been an extension to the Victorian Pavilion. So yeah, we've got a Civic Centre behind us, what used to be the police station, which has since moved. We're near the college as well. So a bit of variety around here. Right, and this is round the other side. Try and get a look up here from the back. And looks like some toilets in there have been modernised. Modern urinal system. Well, these bits are the ones that have been closed. So yeah, you can see where the high level overflows were. That would have been the entrance to the men's. So yeah, that's basically that setting. I've got some exciting news. I'm going to get a Raider key. I went to the Civic Centre, need a proof of disability living allowance. Once I've got that, get a Raider key, which will quite literally open more doors. So quite excited about that. I'll try and get that done as soon as possible. Maybe tomorrow I could do something. If I get a Raider key tomorrow, be going down Beta and pretty much anywhere else with a disabled access. Go there and start filming some exciting places hopefully. Right, and here we are back in Branksome, and never been in these ones before, but see what they're like. And well, so far so not very good at all. Yeah, these used to be 20p, but they're so crap they obviously made them free. Very much the same as the one in the town centre, similar layout, but completely abysmal. Easy to flush though, and see they've not been maintained too brilliantly. Obviously modern fixtures, absolute rubbish. Light fittings are disgusting as well. So yeah, these replaced toilets built in 1982, which I've shown in one of my older videos. They were high level concealed and actually stated they would have been concealed shires. And they would have very likely replaced some underground ones, 1890s, 1900s. So I think the main road goes through. Right, see if we can actually get this to work if I hold my camera straight. Try and... Is that blood in there as well? No, it's something cut out. Somebody thought I'd ring me while I'm busy filming, which I'm not too happy about. I have no idea what they are. So yeah, I'm not very impressed with these at all. Again, these get a 0 out of 10. Slightly cleaner than the other one, but not much better. We'll leave these now. We're in Branksome. So yeah, not far from where I used to live, not far from where I live now. Would have been built the side of it in about 2008, I think. Wait for people to walk past. The whole area was redeveloped in the early 80s. Looks like. So yeah, further down the road there's a dual carriageway section. The road becomes double. I think the old public toilets were directly under that originally. Look at home base, see if there's anything interesting in there. Alright, I've just come outside of home base and you can see a building over there by the Whitelock group, whoever they are, being modernised. I don't know who gave them planning permission for that, but it's a revolting recladding of a nice 1930s building, so not too happy about that. But yeah, I've just come out of home base, nothing interesting in there. Gonna try my next little patch. Will be a few little independent wholesalers close to where I live, and we're now walking away from Branson, and I think the site we're walking above would have been where those underground toilets were, overlooked by some nice Victorian period houses as well. 1900s, so more Edwardian, I think. Right, a quick stop off at Branksome Recreation Ground, and guess what? Surprise, surprise, closed. Not the first time they've left these closed either, and it probably won't be the last. Saying that, it's getting a bit dusky now, so they probably don't need to keep them open all day, but typical example of the council. Very typical example. That's the second set from a park or recreation ground we've seen that's closed today. So yeah, I'm not too happy about that, but I'm going to head back, probably check out a couple of showrooms if there's anything interesting. I'll try and do a little bit of filming, a bit more commentary from it.